like a system, a star gets awesome before it just
It's very fast.
Oh no!
I need to show you a video of me doing stand-up badly because you showed one last time. And three,
I tried to, but I was just so talented.
I know, yeah, you tried to.
Just like intangible red flag territory. Like he's not
Yes.
saying anything
Oh,
specific,
interesting.
But like
Yeah.
just as he's talking, you're like, do not be in a room alone with this man.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so
So-
we can all love each other. No.
All right, great. Okay, great.
No.
This is great. What about him is an intangible red flag? Is it a way he appears, way he talks, hand gestures?
Do you know what
is
the
it?
word intangible means?
All right, I'm gonna go have a piss. Ashley, you're in charge.
I'm in charge. Bitches.
I went down on a juicy poozy, and
Uh-oh, I got a fart, and this chair's gonna make it reverberate. Hey, wait!
John.
Hey!
oh no, oh no! Everybody else, hey, we're music. Oh,
Hey!
what's going on? I'm just waiting for music. I thought you were
No.
getting music. Oh, I thought you were just
Fun
getting
of how
music.
my penis gets born.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Here's a shed.
The ice cream cones came with a little metal packet that is
Oh.
just full of sugar. It's just full of sugar to be poured into the cones.
I got what has the Japanese not gotten a hold of, perfected, and then when everyone was like, "You did it," they went, "And now we'll begin." And you're like, No! You fixed it. It was fixed. Do not break it. They're like, no. We got to break this.
I still have some more questions.
Go ahead.
John Hastings is on America's Got Talent for 5 minutes, and now he's got houses in L.A. and London.
That's right.
Yeah.
You kept a house in London?
Yeah, I've kept a house in London.
Update, not sugar.
There's no fluid tasting enough to warrant sucking it out of him. Yeah. No, but it was did he do it when he was then in the band when they were the 4 Bee Gees that brief time before then his heart exploded?
Oh,
I'm not saying anything that didn't happen. That is what happened to him.
I'm a predator.
And it was going awesome. And we even started having drinks at a bar, and we each had girlfriends with us, whatever. We're having a great time until I got comfortable enough to go, hey, we share a birthday,
As someone who's been eternally single,
go ahead. Is it your fault? Yes. No. Sorry.
Stop tweeting after your
sorry.
dates, Ashley. Stop tweeting after your dates.
Oh, bad news, Paul. You're getting a Batman bag.
This is not bad news. I am so pleased.
Support them.
But you know what's more important than helping people's mental health?
Fuck you, John.
I'm just saying. Tom, you're a comedy fan.
Here's what happened. So I came up after she finished.
Chris, John, and Irish Ashley combine to make the ultimate team, better than any wet dream. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream. John's the CEO and boomer. Ashley's the real leader. Chris brings the vibes and juices as our enjoyment increases. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, that was sultry.
Thank you very much. It is a very rare John and Ashley episode of the Untitled Twitch stream. No Chris. Chris came. Chris is just too tired from catering, and
He's
it's
very
summer.
tired. He's a
and it
sleepy
makes
boy.
sense.
What is it he said he's doing? He's eating something and watching.
He's eating. Okay,
something
so in
illegal.
Toronto, you can get rotis, like this very specific Caribbean way of preparing roti,
Right.
which is like almost like a mix of like Ethiopian and Caribbean food because it's totally wrapped in like this delicious, like spongy bread. And then you can get that with sauce on top or on the side or no sauce. And then you cut in, dip in your sauce. Can't
That
get it
does
anywhere
sound
else
Really good.
on the planet, Manning.
I was just, my folks put on, they were just like, oh, we've been watching this new cooking guy. and he's an Irish Caribbean guy who's cooking. And first of all, I was in the company
Marley
of my parent. I was in the company of my parents,
O'Toole
and I
or
had
something like
to
that. Oh
I had
no!
to like rein in
Ask for a different
how
seat.
attractive he is. He's
Also, can I just
very
say,
attractive.
you've gone from you're doing this show at your parents' house to it looks like you're doing this show from the front of the Ukrainian war.
Yes, the house
Are
is
you
really
in
being
the
taken
Donbass?
apart. The house
know.
is just being taken apart now. All of my folks' stuff is just gone. In
Mate.
fairness to them, they are really, really going for it. Like
I
they're selling, or they're kind of getting rid of most of their stuff. The house is nearly sold. They've bought a big van. They've bought a tent, and they're just going to. They don't have a new house.
just
They're
gonna
just
roam for
going
a
to
bit.
drive through France and Spain.
They're just gonna about Schmidt it. I love it. Go fucking nuts. I mean, I moved yesterday. I'm in England, and movers
Yes. Oh
took my
shit.
things
Yes.
and put them in a storage space.
You
And when I
moved
go
remotely.
and when I go back in however many days for 3 days for a corporate, I'll hand my keys in, and
Are
then
you
we're done.
always going back to LA before the Fringe?
Yeah, I have to do a corporate.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That must be paying a nice amount of money.
it was. It was paying a lot more money pre-inflation, but what are you gonna do?
Right.
It was agreed to a long time ago. Oh, it's rough
Sure.
though. It's gonna suck. But I will do it. But it's gonna suck.
Oh.
That's
That's
it'll be all right
okay.
actually. I'm gonna do a float tank, and I've experimented a lot with just ignoring jet lag.
What does
and-
float tank mean?
A float tank.
No,
You don't know what a float tank is?
I don't know what a float tank is.
I had a day off on Thursday. It was pretty rad. I'm sticking more to things that grow in the ground, but
Oh, look at that. Welcome in, Richard Wright. Thank you for the raid. Here's a
That's
raid
all.
video.
Suck my beard, try and so raid. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream with John and Chris and Ashley. Stick around and give us a follow. You are awesome.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed. I just got treated to a foot dance from John.
That's right.
It was great.
Big shout out, by the way, Joe Trope. What's up, buddy? Joe Trope attended a preview of my Edinburgh show
Ooh.
one week ago. Because if you believe it, 1 week ago was my birthday. My God, it
I
feels
know. I was
what a
about to move on to
long
that.
week. So long. Yeah, show much better.
Great.
Joe saw it like I was like, I gotta fucking do some work on it. And by Thursday, finally, Ashley. You know what I mean? You know when you just tweak it and you're like, okay. I don't
Yeah.
because I've gone to that festival with shows where there's a part of the show where I go, if they're not on board, this part's just not funny. And that's the worst part of going to that festival because it's just so much harder. So much harder.
I am so looking forward to the festival.
We
I'm
did
also
not bang, but I did have a Go ahead. You are experiencing what?
I'm also experiencing a little bit of FOMO because I'm still not bringing a show to the Fringe. And
It's the least fun part of going to that festival.
I
The
know.
reason to
I
go
am
is
really looking forward to just
coffee with
enjoying
friends
it. Yeah.
and hanging out.
Yeah.
Tim Vines playing darts by himself at the fucking Brooks Bar. Let's go hang out with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm really going to enjoy
insane.
myself.
Yeah. Do what I did in 2013 and just party it up, knowing that those memories will keep you warm when you do what I will be doing, which is going immediately home. Like I'll see you in the day. Goodbye, everyone getting COVID for the 8th time. I will be watching. I'm not sure what series. I'm trying to find a new series to get into. I need a new series for the Fringe.
What have you recently watched that you've enjoyed?
Golden Girls
Okay.
Maybe Night Court. A lot of different things. Put on NYPD Blue a little bit.
I don't know that I can recommend anything for you. I think you and I have very different TV watching habits.
Is it on Amazon Prime? Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
I
I've
did
never
hear
watched.
that that's on Amazon Prime. Nathan
I've
for
never
You.
watched Nathan for You before. I will totally watch that.
I've
meaning to get around
seen
to watch it.
2 episodes, I think. My friend Richie's a big fan of it. Richie, who's been on the show and is going to the Fringe. Go buy tickets to the show. I'm just
Please.
going to plug everybody who comes up in conversation that is going to the Fringe.
Oh my god! You know what I should do? I should get into anime. This is finally coming in from Boomsticker. You get into anime. It'll help you know what far right incels are talking about. That's a fair point. I've never been an anime guy. It's just a bit, blech, you know what I mean?
No, I'm not into it as well. I guess even if I was to go right, let's get into anime, I have no idea where to start.
I mean, was Sailor Moon not a thing? I'm a kid of the '90s, and Sailor
Yeah, but
Moon
isn't
kind of
there,
hit
like,
us.
several different strains of
I have
that?
no idea if that is true. I jump off of things season 1 if it doesn't hold my attention. Like Stranger Things, I haven't gotten past season 2 of Stranger Things, and I don't know if I ever will.
I don't know if you need to. I keep hearing about season 4 being really, really good though. So
I'm
I don't
not
know. Season
waiting.
3 bored me a bit though.
I
So,
am
I don't
not.
know.
It's also this thing of like, I am not wading through another series. I'll tell you what series I started that was very fun. It's called Fringe. It was created by J.J. Abrams. It's just a ripoff of the X-Files with fucking Pacey from Dawson's Creek and fucking Sean Bean's dad from Lord of the Rings. It's fucking awesome. He's got a fucking pet cow, Ashley, a pet cow, and there's so much
Pet cow.
sexual tension with the FBI agent that works with them. That's right. There's a
Ooh,
sexy
I love a
FBI
bit of
agent.
sexual tension. Do you know what show totally lost me? And the reason it lost me was because it just killed all of the sexual tension. Was Superstore. I don't know if you've ever tried to watch that, but there's like a whole sexual tension arc with America Ferrera and the dumb pretty boy, and
I'm right here.
You're not dislike him. Unlike him.
I'm going to take
Unlike him.
that means I'm smart. Also, I've just been looking for an excuse to play the informant slut theme for the entire show because I discovered that it's down here. I'm just playing it now.
Okay.
But keep going with your story. I
Totally
feel like
forgot.
this is-
Yeah, anyway, the sexual tension, they just killed it off by getting them together, and then it was just like, oh, there's no storyline anymore.
When they got them together, did this song play in Superstore? Like, did the lighting scheme go from like white and blue to like red and black? You know what I mean?
Oh, that would have been so much better than what actually happened.
I gotta tell you, I forgot how funny this song is.
This song is so funny.
I also saw David Hoare in real life yesterday. We did not
I'm
even.
so looking forward to meeting David Hoare in real life.
Have you
Go buy
not?
tickets
Yeah.
to David Hoare's show.
You haven't had the experience. Yeah, David Hoare. By the way, please everyone go buy tickets to David Hoare's show. I was not
If you
able to.
enjoyed
do this.
any teeny weeny tiny bit of music on this show,
Yeah.
you need to go and see David Hoare.
Listen, he told me where his venue is. Everyone needs to buy a ticket. It's very. It's he's part of an experiment.
Oh God.
He's at the Edinburgh Little Theatre. Do you know where that is, Ashley?
I have no idea where that is.
Yeah, it's not good. You live in that city.
Oh dear. Oh, David Hoare.
It's not good when
luck with
Baldy
that.
knows. It's not good when Baldy knows. Because
No.
Baldy is like, you just seem like a real Edinburgh local yokel. You know everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't even know where the Oxford Bar is.
I'm going to assume it's by that like weird mall they've been building since I moved to the UK.
Potentially. Newtown is the future. Good luck with that, David Hoare. John, how was your birthday?
It was an absolute blast. I did a preview that I was dissatisfied with, but still got laughs. I was just talking too much and took a bunch of jokes out of my show for no reason. So much so that I told my girlfriend like 3 weeks before I left, that this was going to happen. So I didn't even get the satisfaction of like, oh, it's going to be okay. She literally was like, you told me to tell you that this was going to happen and it'll be fine and just fix it tomorrow and you'll be all right. And so that was the one funny part of my birthday where I was like, oh. But it was great. Talked to my whole family. Had Chinese food with Larry. Great. Chill.
That's
Easy.
lovely.
got super baked. I think I watched.
You got super baked.
I was pretty baked when I jumped on.
You
Also,
jumped on here.
What
yeah.
happened with Will?
Allegedly.
It was also just the lighting. Also, was Will okay? He
Sure,
seemed
the
so
lighting.
sad. It was the. Listen, I'm not saying that I'm not. Let's say I have. Listen, I'm not. It's not just coffee in this cup. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I could tell that too. Allegedly, of course.
Don't blow up
You're
my
not in a
spot.
place where
No.
it's legal anymore.
Whatever.
that
What I was going to it was Willow, right? Will seemed very sad. Was that a bit?
was a bit. He was fine. He was absolutely. I mean, he was funny, angry. You know,
Well, at who? Himself for
mostly. Himself
for
mostly.
the Batman bed tattoo, or
For
for
the Batman bed tattoo.
and for coming and sleeping in my bed, like being so drunk he came and slept in my bed. That was the
Yeah,
most wild,
potentially. That's so
You-
funny.
mate. It was bananas. Because also, like, you think you snore, like, oh boy, so.
I'm pretty sure Will's snoring. I mean, I've told you the story about Will essentially saving me from getting quite badly sexually assaulted once. And I'm pretty sure his snoring was a huge part of that.
What are you actually talking about? What?
Do you not know how I met Will Duggan?
I assume no. Why does everything with you have to be so harrowing, madam?
So, the night I met Will Duggan, he was one of the first
No, I'm
people I
not ready.
met.
I'm not ready for the story.
I have told this story on the stream.
Yeah, all right. Well, I don't fucking remember it.
We do tell a lot of stories on here.
Yeah, like Ashley and I talked more in the last year than 3 people have ever talked to anyone ever. I think.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, we've talked a lot.
Yeah, Chris and I have wives, and we haven't talked this much to them. Not anymore. That might be part of the problem. So go ahead. Yes, this is vaguely coming back to me. Yeah. Thank you, Paul. Yeah.
So
yeah.
when I
Fair point. Had wives. Also, hello, podcast
wives,
listeners.
yeah.
Um,
Hi, podcast listeners.
Go ahead.
The first time I met Will Duggan, he was staying at my apartment because he was a guest of my flatmate. Now, she wasn't there, so I had to meet him after work and be like, hey, nice to meet you. Let me show you back to my flat. And this was he was one of the first people I've met in UK comedy, so much so that he has my Irish number. I didn't even have a UK phone number at this point.
That sounds, by the way, like so illicit. Just saying, like, he had my Irish phone number.
He had my Irish phone number.
Oh my word! And how?
You know when things are
What did
serious,
you
it's my Irish
do?
phone number. So it's like I have an Irish WhatsApp and a UK WhatsApp, and so the Irish
Sure
WhatsApp
you
is just
do.
my family and Will Duggan.
Oh my god!
It's so funny.
Have you ever been confused one for the other?
No, thankfully. Which would be a bad thing because Will Duggan and I, like, you don't want to see our WhatsApp.
I certainly do. I did not realize. I feel like there's something going on, but that's fine.
There's really not.
There's something up.
Okay, there is something going on, but it's not what you think.
Oh, that's even funnier. That's even funnier.
Oh dear. I feel like at this point I need to just call him and get him on.
Well, I mean, you can if you want.
It's more fun talking about him because his ears will be burning. Our Irish number is shorter, having better odds.
Do we want Will? Do we want Will on? Will's the funniest and easiest one to get on. Like, we don't even need to ask. We can just farm. We can farm.
Do you know what?
it
I
out.
feel like we don't even need to tell him. I feel like somebody will text him for us. That phone number, folks, is wait. Do I know it?
I don't know it, but can someone just text Will and ask it?
079200504? No, I can't remember it. It's
you
funny
guys
when he does it.
Text Will and ask him if he wants to come on, and I'm just going to shoot him a link.
So I'll keep telling the story while you're doing that. He is staying at my flat, and I meet him afterwards, but I'm coming from work, and coming with me from work is this guy I've been working with who has been making me wildly uncomfortable the entire time I've been working with him. But for some reason, I was new to Scotland, I was a bit vulnerable, and I couldn't shake him. Go ahead.
Show shouldn't work this way. The host should be able to just summon guests like it's a spell. I disagree, Boomstickery.
I think that's exactly how a podcast should be.
So when you're trying to
operated.
shake a creep, what are your standard maneuvers?
It really depends on the situation, you see. It depends on what their moves kind of are. But this particular guy, in hindsight, I just shouldn't have been allowing myself to get along with him at all. Like, if you're working with somebody, it's very easy to just try and get along with them so that your workday goes quickly.
Yeah.
But with this guy, I should have been just like not kind of encouraging him, and not that I was encouraging him, but like, because that puts the onus on me. But he was, and I didn't see it quickly enough how manipulative he was. And I think at the time I had been a bit lonely for a while, so I was kind of maybe enjoying the attention of it.
Is anyone else picturing? I'm picturing a ponytail and obnoxious breath.
God,
Bad
no.
breath, I'm picturing.
Bad breath, yes, but no ponytail. If anything, it's the opposite. He's kind of like a proper lad with kind of gelled, spiky hair. Honestly, this particular guy is one of the ones that I really get upset when I think about, because there's been there's been lots of shitty things, but this particular one, I'm just like, ugh. Oh, I hated him. But he somehow, like, I couldn't shake him. He kept inviting himself along all night, and he was being really manipulative. He kind of told me that he wasn't able to get into his house because he didn't have his keys. And all of this sort of stuff. So he kind of manipulated me into bringing him back to my flat. But thankfully, Will Duggan had to stay there. And he was like getting pissed off at me that Will was coming along. And I was like, I told you from the beginning of the night that I had a friend staying over. Like, I didn't even tell him that I didn't know Will. You know, I just sort of was like, I told you from the beginning of the night that somebody had to stay at my flat tonight. You can't get mad at this. But he was getting really pissed off at me that he wanted to be alone with me or whatever. Anyway, he ended up staying at mine, and he made sure that he was in my bed with me and everything. And I don't think I slept at all that night, but I think I was very uncomfortable. He was kind of forceful in how he was interacting with me all evening. And then I think the only reason it didn't get worse was because Will was there and we could hear his snoring.
The Doug man wins, my friend. Oh my God, what terrible situation.
It was just honestly just one of the worst things. It was awful. But to be honest, the fact that Will was there makes it funny.
Oh, he's an excellent human being. He's literally the only guy that I like. When you wake up with him in your bed, you're just kind of like, yeah, this is your move. Yeah, I would say, yeah, you had so much wine for this program. Yeah, for this. Oh my God, I cannot believe that I feel like I'm going to end up getting a tattoo that night just because I'm going to feel so bad for him.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Why didn't I tell him to get out? I did so many times.
I have never understood the impulse to stick with, like, if someone has like rejected me in any way, I'm just like, well, I was raised properly, so now I'm filled with a level of shame that is very unhealthy. If you'll excuse me, I'm not going to walk into the middle distance. Have an excellent life. I will never speak to you again. Of course,
that's the reaction it should be. But this guy was just manipulative. He would always.
This is what happens when people are not raised around Catholicism. I'm going to have that. I mean, listen, there's a lot of bad things that church has done. Here's the one thing: it is taught. It teaches you how to react to shame and rejection, which is, I better go. That's.
He was awful. Anyway, I did eventually get him shunted, if that's a word.
It is not. What word are you trying to say? Fired?
No, got rid of him anyway. From my life, that is. And then he came into the bloody Monkey Barrel Fringe show one night with a girl, and I nearly pulled her aside and said, "Get the fuck away from him." But I
You
didn't.
should have told me. I would have crop dusted where they were sitting. I would have just walked over and done a lot of
That would have been
loud
so
farts.
funny. That would have been
So it's one of my
funny.
favorite moves. It's a nice being back in London on this trip because I realized the
Mhm.
last 2 trips I've come had a real grim aspect to them,
Yeah.
and this one has a different level of sadness. But I am able to
Mhm.
get back to some of my fun favorite London activities. For example, one of them is if someone is rude on a underground car, I will attempt to fart very close to their face if I'm stood up, very close. As justice. There's a guy, I think an old man winked at me because he knew what I was doing because there was an asshole on the central line and I ripped ass in this guy's face. Like
That's
he
so funny.
tasted my bottom. And then a very fat cockney gave me one of these as I was getting off the train, and I think he knew what I did. And I did it for
Nice.
justice. That guy did not give up his seat. Like it was a packed train car. And like I was one of 4 people that got up for this pregnant lady, and we were all like in the middle. And this fucking prick had his feet on another, like put his feet up and like, and then she had to be like, "Hey, could I have this seat?" And he was like, "Fine." And then like, and it was like this fucking arsehole.
Wow. That's just not on.
That's right.
So yeah, that's the story of how I met Will Duggan / how Will Duggan saved me from a potentially terrible situation.
Apparently comedian from Australia Tom Ballard has a bit about this, which is very possibly
Tom is so lovely.
where I got the idea for. Indeed.
Oh, potentially.
It's very
Yeah.
possible.
Tom is lovely. He did that show that I was working on nearly as much as you did. He was on it loads.
Which, the Monkey Barrel show?
The Monkey Barrel show, yeah.
I'm so upset that it's programming at the same time as my show, by the way, which is a bit like,
Yeah.
oh, God, do I have to compete against a club night? And also then I don't get to do it.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Don't you ever worry about originality, Hastings?
Not in my public life.
There's no such thing as originality. I'm a big subscriber to Roland Barthes' Death of the Author.
I mean, I still think
We are
there
eternal
is-
copyists.
There is, but it's one of those things where it's like it's your version of, and you just get so good at doing your version of X,
Oh.
it becomes your thing. Like Mick Jagger's just doing Tina Turner, and he's been doing Tina Turner so long and so well, he's now
Yeah.
invented his stuff. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But you go like, it's that sort of thing. Is that's the you see the influence in the way that like I can tell you whenever a comedian starts listening to Mitch Hedberg. And whenever a comedian starts listening to Doug Stanhope, like I can tell you, I can be like, there it is, and there it is. And I don't think they're copying them; it just becomes part of the hardware.
Yeah, you just absorb styles, and it's the
Mm-hmm.
same as when you're around accents for a long time. You pick them up a bit as well. You do just sort of absorb things from around you. We're just sponges, John. We're sponges.
That is true. I am very excited for the Fringe though, because
I'm
I've been
so
talking about this. I think there's going to be some real fucking wackos this year, and I think it's going to be great.
It's gonna be
I
so
also think
good.
there's going to be a class war. The amount of people that, and usually people are bitching to me about how, like, can you believe is about to win Best Newcomer is usually the conversation. The
Yeah.
conversation is mainly, we have to do something about all these people with their rich parents. And it's like, before we were just complaining about how the industry works. Now we're talking about a class. Like, what do you want to? How do you want to get them, man? Like, what are you talking about? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a real
There
tension.
will be a very interesting. I think, yeah, because we're fully in a time of inflation crisis, recession, and so that divide between rich and working class, or anyone who's struggling financially, is going to be just so much more noticeable. So
also
I think
that
it
there
will be
hasn't-
interesting.
There hasn't been a moment where this country is slammed into the third rail of societal behavior. As like insane as this is to say, I think America would be in a lot worse of a place right now
Mhm.
if January 6th had not happened, because it caused everyone to go like, okay, what the
Yeah.
actual fuck are we doing here? Like, this is wild. 5 people are dead.
Yeah.
So, and that hasn't happened in Canada, and that hasn't happened in Britain. And it's like, I think it's coming, and I think it's going to be ugly.
Something is going to come eventually. I'm just gonna try and chill and enjoy myself at the Fringe, and
Yeah.
enjoy the chaos as it unfolds around me.
I mean, if there is a class warfare, though, imagine how fun that will be.
Yeah, it will be quite fun.
I mean, yeah, I feel like not for me. What am I talking about? I'm a middle class boy from Canada. They will come for me quickly.
They will come for you.
That's just- I'm
Except
getting out
you're
of
not
bed.
you're not a middle class boy from London, so
This
you're
is the best
not
part.
kind of yeah.
I've had material about this for years in different incarnations. It's one of my favorite points to make, which is the class war is also kind of like anyone that
It's a
isn't British.
nationalist war as well.
It is, but it's also there's like a level, like everyone's still below British. Like it's this funny thing where it's like,
Yeah.
well, we're still like we're all great, so we have to work out another way to hate each other. Where it's like, go fuck yourselves. And so then you have like, so Canadians, Americans, Australians were like outside of it.
Yeah. Kimmersby, I do love that when either of the lads are hosting with Ashley, serious talk happens. But if it's just the lads without Ashley, it's usually gibbering chaos. That's because I bring refinery to the show.
Is he back in town?
And usually I'm over town. I'm over. I said over
over
town
town?
because you said town.
What does that
I'm
mean,
usually
Ashley?
over.
Stop using all your flapper slang.
powered.
This isn't a jazz club.
Overpowered.
I won't say
I
overpowered.
wish
I
it
would
was a
just
jazz
say
club. I'm really up for. I'm at the tail end of my tolerance for being bored in Ireland and by myself. I just am gumming for being absolutely shit-faced drunk at a festival now.
mate. Well, you're going to the right one because I
You
think
are gonna see some chaos from me, John.
please have a great time. I don't give a hoot. I'm gonna be. Here's my plan. I'm gonna repeat what I did in Melbourne. It worked like an absolute dream, which is I'll pop into things. You do a lap. You got to do the
Mhm.
lap,
Yeah.
and then you sit in a street corner, get super stoned, and listen to Steely Dan, and that's pretty great. I don't know if you guys have ever listened to Steely Dan, but all of the songs sound like they could be the soundtrack to just a really bad movie about driving across America. What was I going to say? So, have you ever been to the jazz club in Edinburgh, the one that like stays open super late?
The Rat Pack one. Is it
I
Rat
don't know.
Pack Piano or something like that?
Yes, it's the one.
near-
It's the one on the street with the excellent art gallery and the always bizarre parking situation because of the tattoo.
Right. Okay. No, I haven't been there, but I know the one you mean.
Okay, that is the refuge of scoundrels at that festival. Like that is where people go, where it's like, well, it's either confront the fact my show's not going well or keep drinking. So let's keep drinking. I have never been in there, but I have almost gone in so many times. It fills me with fear.
Let's go in.
No.
Let's come in with me, John. Come on. It's good. I'm going to bring you in there. I'm going to
Yeah,
talk
I
you
mean,
into coming.
It's one of these things. I'm one of those infuriating people where it's like, when people are like, oh, I'll get you to have a drink. And it's like, I'm incredibly stubborn when it comes to that. And you will not be able to make me do that.
I won't get you to have a drink. I'll get you to come into the jazz bar, stone cold sober.
I mean, yeah, that is. No, I wouldn't say I would be sober. I mean, let's have a artist bar pub crawl. Oh, let's do that. Okay, so
Oh, let's arrange
for all of you in
that.
the
We should
chat,
arrange it for
at the-
after Will gets his tattoo.
oh my god, at the Edinburgh Fringe there are artist bars, and
Yes.
everyone has their favorite, and everyone has a different best one. Even though we all know the best one is Assembly. Assembly always puts so much money into their artist bar.
I've only
They-
been there once, and it was because I slept with someone from an Assembly show.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Pre or post going to Assembly bar?
post,
Good for you.
but like it was happening, so he brought me into the bar.
As in, like, it was a continual thing. It's not like you guys like banged and then
No. As in, we had pre-established that I was going home with him. We just went to the bar first.
I thought it was the other way around. Yeah, Assembly always puts like a great deal of money and effort into that bar. Like, it always looks exceptional. So it is always crawling with industry, and it's like everyone's on their P's and Q's until the last week of the festival, and then that bar is Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, I have never there. I remember peeing and realizing that there was active sex happening in all of the other stalls.
Shut up.
Yeah,
that's great.
I think at least one of my friends was in one of those stalls. Later discovered.
Which friend? Do I know them?
Absolutely cannot discuss any of that. That is deep secret.
Can you
No,
private chat it?
I cannot.
Oh, that's
Deepest private
must be
chat.
really saucy then.
Oh yeah, like it's very bad. Like it's.
I really want to know.
Yeah, you would. You certainly do.
Because I
Everyone
definitely,
does.
from the sound of that, I definitely know them as well.
Oh yeah.
I feel okay. I want to guess.
Oh my God! Hang on. Coming in from Baldy 3, my friend banged his ex in doctor's toilets. I think so little of him now. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had sex in a bathroom of a place.
Neither have I. I almost have a couple of times, and I was like, nah, let's not do this. None of your guesses are remotely close.
Okay.
Not even close. Not even close.
Oh, damn it.
It's
such an obvious guess, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I know I'm not going to get it, so I'm not going to try.
Oh, Doctors, the pub. Oh, no. In Edinburgh? Oh, no.
I don't know Doctors.
It's the one right by the Meadows. You've definitely been in it. Oh, no, you've never done the Fringe as someone who doesn't live in Edinburgh. But Doctors, everyone goes there like early on in the festival. It's one of those like, it looks like a Scottishy pub, but it's a very studenty vibe. It's very close to that really good chippy. You know the really good chippy when you're like, give me your fucking chip, Scotland.
I don't know if I do know it.
That's insane to me. Then you haven't lived in Edinburgh, and this entire podcast has been a lie.
Well, the thing is, I've lived in Edinburgh in such an awkward time because I moved over in November 2018, just after I'd been to the Fringe for the first time. And then I only did the one Fringe where I was working pretty flat out the whole month and kind of being taken advantage of in that job and didn't have very much money. And so I went out and socialized a bit, but I didn't really do a whole lot. Like, I didn't even sleep with anybody that month. Like, that's wild.
That's wild to me because there's a couple of there could have been a couple of real, how do I say this, powerful return customers to your stall.
Are you getting at somebody specific?
No, but
Okay,
I mean,
that's fine.
I only that not specific because there's like a general. There's a few I'm selecting. Absolutely not even close.
Like who?
You guys are I'm not going to say onto this and reveal your personal business, but I also want to point out all of the guesses are so
off.
Fucking off. This guy absolutely never in a million years would ever do anything reprehensibly close to shag in a toilet. Fantastic.
I don't. Oh, I know who you're thinking of. For me, anyway. Because I remember the nights that I saw you.
No, I'm thinking of just different people that were also at. Not even close. I mean, great
okay.
guess. Not even close. Not even close. I mean, we're getting it. Neither. Oh, it's very good.
Excellent.
The dirt is neither two sharp objects. I wish it was. I wish it involved Stuart Lee. Imagine I have Stuart Lee gossip. I have no Stuart Lee gossip.
Oh, that's a shame.
I hear his show is very good.
I'm so looking forward to us having a whole fresh batch of gossip after this.
Oh my god,
Our
there's gonna
private
be
chat is going to go on fire.
people are going to be that entire festival. People are going to be doing anal cream pies. It's going to be an absolute zoo. Like
I really
people are
wish I
going
didn't
to
know what
get.
that was. That's one of those things when I learned what a cream pie was, I really, really wished I hadn't learned it.
Yeah, it sticks with you forever.
It really, you can't forget that. If you don't know, if you're in the chat or you're listening, you're a podcast listener, and you don't know what a cream pie is, just enjoy that bliss. Don't Google it.
I disagree. Ashley,
Do
let's
not
tell them.
Google it.
On three.
Do not.
One,
No. I'm not.
two,
No.
three,
No.
and it's-
I'm muting him. I muted him. He's not telling you. It's just the
love each other
worst.
very much, and then they do not do what
do
Sharp
not.
Objects is suggesting. Do a Google
Do
image
not
search
Google
for
image search.
cream pie to figure. Absolutely not.
Don't do it. Oh dear. A kid was sent home from a Christian summer camp I worked at because he brought his laptop to use in worship, and it was full of naked pictures of his girlfriend. They were not old enough for that to be a thing.
Gad Zooks.
Christ.
Oh my God.
This is the complete opposite of John's other podcast.
In many ways, especially this week, because the rest of the review is just having a scheduling nightmare with me being over here and just
Sure.
everything Dilling has going on. So we literally recorded the episode over 2 chunks this Sunday, and by this Sunday I mean right before this show. And we didn't do the research; so we just talked about wrestling, and we got so dark, and then had to just pull up the nose and be like, "What are we doing? We're adult human beings. We put an end to this bit right now." The bit was, I will tell you what the bit was. Oh my God, this is the best cream pie joke that I've ever heard my entire life, which is, "Hey ladies, me and my girlfriend just broke up. So you know what that means? The baker's in town and he's making nothing but cream pies."
Oh no, that's terrible. However, if somebody came up to me and said that to me, I'd find it very funny.
If someone said that to you as a flirt line, would
I
you
don't
be like,
think I wouldn't go home with them, but I would laugh. They will have gotten my attention, you know?
I'm going to say this right now. I think you'd go if a guy did that. I think you would be like, "I'm not going home with this guy," and then you would be like, "That is not true. I am going home with this guy."
Yeah.
I feel like
you know what?
this
It
would
would
be you
open
after
the
2
door for
drinks,
him
2
to
drinks.
seal the deal.
Then that foot's going up. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know me too well.
Yeah, we talked every day of the pandemic.
Yeah, we've talked too much.
Here's the crazy thing I think about this, about my insanity, is I only took 2 weeks off after I almost died. And we have more viewers now than we did then. I should have not maybe done that one without Chris. The one where I will never forget Baldy's just writing, "You don't have to do this." And I went, "That's
Yeah.
true. I don't."
Yeah. Yeah, you
It is Chris
definitely-
Kattan. It's Chris Kattan.
you definitely should have taken a little bit more time to yourself there.
I mean, it worked out all in the end. I graduated
Yeah.
from therapy and everything. And I can almost do the YMCA.
Therapy. And hey, I don't think this show would have happened if you didn't go slightly insane on the internet and ask Chris for help.
Chris asked me. He said, "Hey, do you want someone to come talk to you while you're doing this?" I wasn't even. I didn't ask anybody anything. I took 2 weeks off to heal my bones and do a lot of OxyContin. Felt great. Very fun. It's a very funny thing, by the way. In the UK, so fewer people know what that is. In the US, you say OxyContin, and people almost applaud. They're like, "Oh, let's hear your take on that absolute wild substance." And here, everyone's like, "Which one is that one now?" Very interesting how the opioid crisis has struck in different ways.
Yeah. I sent you a message during the week that I had remembered another medical story.
Oh God! Are we going to do this now, or are we going to?
We don't
wait for
have
Chris?
to. I could probably
Go
wait
ahead.
for Chris. 'Cause
Go ahead. Tell me about your cyst
It's
on your
not-
nipple or your your ass flap inflammation, or you went to go have a goiter picked and you ended up just getting stabbed in the face, or whatever tale of woe you're about to unleash on me. Go ahead.
I remembered this
Oh, you
thing
know,
that
it was-
happened to me when I
Oh,
was
yeah.
a kid.
First time I went down a slide, it ended with my grandmother dying.
Do you want to start a metal band called Nipple Cyst?
I do. Yes, I do.
That's
But
actually a brilliant.
which one, David, which one of us is the Bruce Dickinson and which one's the Steve Harris? That's the question. Ashley, what band are we talking about?
No idea.
Oh,
Absolutely no
goddamn it.
idea.
It's Brett Domino. We're talking about Brett Domino. No. Fair.
You-
I'll be Bruce. I have to be very Brexity now. So go ahead. Please tell me about that. What part of the body? Let's start there. What part of the body does this focus on?
It is on my arms.
Arms?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Is there a brace involved?
No.
Is there a cyst involved?
Potentially.
Oh no. Is there a moment where you say the word pus?
I don't know how. So I don't. Yeah, there's something along the lines of it. It's hard to explain.
Does a doctor ever use the word pierced?
Yes.
Go ahead. Please tell us this tale of woe.
So to this day, don't know what this thing was called.
Oh my God. No. Fuck you. I hate this story already. I don't like it. I don't like that you're starting it with, I don't even know what this was called, and you can't answer whether or not there's pus.
Yeah.
You got it, by the way. It was ant, not deck.
It's not a good start. It's I'm about 7-8 years old in the story. And I just remembered it the other day because I have scarring from it. And I don't often look at this particular part of my body, but I've sort of forgotten that the scars are there. And so every now and then I notice them and I remember, oh, that was a thing that I went through.
I know what you mean.
But
I have a bunch of scars on my legs from various things, and I have to sit down and be like, what's that one from?
Yeah. So I don't
Like accents.
often think about it. And I'd say I haven't thought about this in a very long time. But I think it's just warmer weather. My arms are out of the sleeves. I saw the scars, it just came up. But basically, when I was about 7 or 8, I got these little lumps all over the inside of my elbows.
Sure.
And they were really, really solid little lump things. Tiny little lumps. Like you would think they're maybe just spots. But they were incredibly painful. Monkeypox. Don't know if that was doing the rounds at the time. They were insanely painful.
I want to throw up.
And I'm so sorry. I'm really not, though. This is quite funny. And they didn't know what it was, never kind of figured it out, but they basically treated them like little cysts. And in the end, the way that they got rid of them was they froze them off, like you get warts frozen off.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they did that.
I hate you.
And they had to bring me in to do them several times. And that shit's really painful. I don't know if anyone's had that kind of nitrous, or what's it called? I forget what it's called. The really cold spray stuff that you get done on warts. I don't remember what it's called.
The freezing stuff?
Yeah, the freezing nitrogen.
No,
yeah, it's
no,
nitrogen. It's liquid nitrogen or something.
liquid nitrogen. Thank you.
Yeah, you get liquid nitrogen put onto things and it like kills them. So I had to get that done. But it didn't just come off after that. They had to then be sort of
Didn't come off. Fuck
popped.
What happened? What did you do? What?
They had to be like extracted from my arms, and again, insanely painful.
My hump, my lovely lady elbow lumps. Chiseled off like they bring in a mason with a file. Yeah, this
They
should be
had to-
Patreon
am I
content.
first-
You're giving Patreon content away for free.
For free, yeah.
I will
They were
name.
so painful. They
the
would
people-
bleed when this was happening. Like it was.
I will name the people in the toilet on the Patreon. Never. I will never do that. I will never do it.
Yeah, you wouldn't even name them in the private chat, for Christ's sake. But you should have said that you would, so that we'd get more patrons. Mine removed like it was a fucking melon. Yeah, it was sort of like that. It was so weird, so painful, and I was left with scarring for years. And then on this arm, I still have these just little tiny. You can't see them unless you're in person. Little tiny little circle scar things. And I
Were
just
you allowed to
totally
just
forgot that was a thing.
eat stuff that you found around the farm? Like what happened exactly? That was Lumphrey Bogart. That's absolutely phenomenal.
I did once rip up a sponge and shove it up my nose in tiny pieces and had to get them surgically removed.
What are you talking about?
That's the
A
full
sponge in
story. I'm
tiny
afraid.
pieces. I never had any of those sort of things, and it's this weird thing of like, I just didn't go in the kitchen. There was like 2 other rooms in the house I liked hanging out in.
I don't even think this was in the kitchen. I mean, I must have gotten the sponge from the kitchen, or it could have been a bath sponge. I don't know, but I just started tearing
Bath
it up,
sponge. What are you talking about?
shoving it up my nose. Didn't use a sponge in the bath at any point.
Barman.
Is there a part of your body that doesn't have a scar? I don't really have that many scars.
Bro.
What was that?
It's my new character. It's just me.
Alex Watson used to shove frozen peas up our nose. Great.
Okay.
So good.
Are we going extremities? In that, like, okay, so you have scars on your elbows, so that would say your arms have scars.
1 second.
Oh. Is Ashley in trouble? Oh my god. Ashley's I think Ashley's grounded. Or a dog has just come in the room. I can't tell if Ashley's grounded or a dog has come
It's
in
a
the room.
dog. A dog has come into the room.
Oh, damn it. Who else thought she was grounded? Oh. Is this the dog that won't go to sleep without you?
Yeah.
I like this one. Oh my god. Oh, she's
Dizzy.
in a little basket.
She's
Why
in a
are you in
little cat
basket,
bed.
Dizzy? Dizzy? Wait a minute. Who came into that room
My dad did.
to bring you the dog in a basket?
To bring me the dog in a basket.
I feel like your parents being explained what you're doing for 2 hours with 2 older boys is like, oh, Ashley, I don't know if we'll be getting up to that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like a lot of that.
They're very pro UTS. They think it's great.
Here's the
Only
other thing.
because I contextualize it by saying that it's basically the same as what Tommy Tiernan's podcast is.
Oh my god, that's the most Irish way of explaining something I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh, our Tommy. Oh, that's what he's from Galway, you know. Oh, I do know that actually. I've never seen the key to Tommy Tiernan being embraced by Ireland was every single one of his specials. He would just make some unnecessary observation about Ireland. What we do is we go to the bathroom with our penises and vaginas. Like, do you know what I mean? Still the best. Like him and what's really annoying
so
is
good.
Tommy Tiernan and Dylan Moran are the 2 best comedians. Like it's their 1 and 1, and they're from the same country.
And they're from the same country. Yeah.
It's also the country you never want the best comedians to be from, because there's no way anyone. do you understand when this news hits Liverpool in 40 years, the abuse those comedians are gonna have to come on, man, fucking yeah, man. Oh my god, nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a nightmare. Yeah, they are excellent comics. But yeah, my folks are pretty. They like you guys.
I really I would like to I really want to where so they're going through France. Are they gonna
They're
drive
gonna
like
drive. They're getting
to
a
the
ferry
ferry?
from Ireland to France, and then they're
Would you like to
gonna
know something
drive
about me?
through France.
Are you ready for, do you want to know what I secretly love more than almost any other mode of transport?
Ferries.
I love them. I think it's what are you doing driving onto a boat? Like what the fuck are you doing? Just absolutely enamored by them. I think it's just wild stuff. It's like driving your car onto a plane. What are you doing?
They're
You don't do
great
that.
though.
It's like
They're,
having a
they're
chicken
so
in an
good.
omelet.
We used to go every summer. We would go on. My folks were scuba divers, so we would go on their scuba diving holiday over to an island called Inishbofin, and we would all be going. There'd be so many families would be going over to this island, so this ferry would just get loaded with suitcases and diving gear, and so many people. Like it could not have been safe, but it was every single year. And we rented the entire hotel so nobody else could stay on this island for like 2 months.
Oh my god, this sounds like a Father Ted waiting to happen. Here's my question.
Oh, and
about-
on Inishbofin, I got rotavirus.
What are you? What the fuck is rotavirus? Is that like a more
Rotavirus.
deadly Ronavirus?
No, it's when you
Are you the bat that the guy bit? Are you why we have COVID? Because of you went to a Puffin Island in 1997 to go diving?
I mean, I don't want to say no in case it's not the case, but it's basically we picked up rotavirus from playing in some water where there was runoff from cows. There was like cows runoff.
What
in this
word are
water.
you saying? What the fuck is rota?
Rotavirus.
I'm a city boy.
I,
We get stabbed.
I
We
don't
don't get
know if there's
cat
another
poo
name
related
for it,
viruses.
rotavirus is just a. Okay, there's no words on here that would make it make more sense than just
Europe
rotavirus.
is so wild in comparison to North America in different ways. Like they're both just wild. Like America and England are both insane places to live. Ireland is also falls under this, and France and Spain. Am I saving myself because I almost just said Ireland was the same as England? Yes, but what I'm saying is this: I don't know any American who has a story of getting a virus from cat poo runoff during a family vacation.
Cow runoff.
Still, that's wild. How do you get a virus from cow runoff? Were you playing in cow poo?
Yeah, pretty much.
This is why you get weird medical viruses. I just cracked the case. Oh, what were you doing? I was drinking a bunch of cow poo when I
Yeah,
was
I
3.
think I was about 2 years old when that happened.
Oh my Christ in heaven. Answers galore. Why did you have a bunch of cysts burned off of your elbows? I think we just got the answer. Because you swum in bacteria when you were an infant.
Yeah.
But here's why the Irish are so charming. I feel like there's some sort of like Irishy reason for it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, well, you have to play near the cows. And or it's like, oh, they were close to a
Probably.
ferry hole or something fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, there's probably some reason why the cow runoff is allowed to run into the area that we swam in.
This is the most insane thing in the entire world. It's up there with like Canada, Ireland, Australia all have this problem, which is they cannot be taken seriously by me because of things like this. Canada is never going to be the lead country in a world war because too many people cross country ski. It's just not going to happen. You can't raise an army with that many people that are like, you know what I'm going to do today? Just ski of my own volition.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't do great at raising an army either.
I mean, but a paramilitary, fuck me, you guy, like you wouldn't believe like that.
Yeah, we weren't bad at that part.
Are you ready for this topic shift? So I fell asleep watching a documentary called I, Dolores about Dolores Price, I believe her name is. She was the wife of the actor in The Crying Game and V for Vendetta,
Oh, right, okay.
and his name is like a very famous Irish actor.
Daniel
Like-
Day-Lewis?
It was not Daniel Day-Lewis. Not Daniel Day-Lewis. Like RS, I think it was his initials. Robert Sean, Ramshan, Ranchan,
know.
Danchan.
I have no idea. Sam Neill coming in from Baldy?
Not Sam Neill. It is Sam Neill is from New Zealand. It is piss in my ass. Piss right in my ass, everybody. You know what everyone can do? Everyone can take a piss in my
Peter
ass.
O'Toole?
It is not Peter O'Toole. How dare you?
Rupert Graves.
It's not Rupert Graves.
I'm just reading the names that are coming in from the chat.
I want you to know that I tried to type in Crying Game and it corrected it to Crybaby, the John Waters movie, which, let's be honest,
I love that. That is one of my all-time
Stephen Ray.
favorite movies.
It was
I
Stephen
love
Ray. You don't know Stephen Ray? Let's fucking bring him up right now.
Crybaby is such a good movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
Such a good movie.
John Waters in general is just an absolute delight. He can get away with a lot. I absolutely love Divine's speech about, are you politically affiliated? I'm for filth. That guy.
I don't know him.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Anyway, there's a like from there I then watched an interview with him and I learned about a lot of the subversive and political theater that happened, especially in the North. Like throughout that whole time, like it was amazing for arts grants because they both sides were just pouring money in to try and get any positive story going. So like even like they were doing like deeply subversive, like satirical theater about the Troubles, and the English were paying for it.
There's a nice little whiff of victory in that.
Something, you know what I mean? Where it's like that's something that's going to stand forever. Because like if you really look at it, the two best stand-up comedians in the world, Irish dudes. Daniel Day-Lewis, he's not my favorite actor, but there's no denying like he is one of the best actors of all time. Yeah. But for me, it's because of Bill the Butcher. What's going on with your dog right now, Ashley?
I think she's too hot.
I mean, we've done an hour and 2
I'm gonna
minutes
open the window.
without talking about the heat. People in the UK, how are we doing? It's Heat Chat
Oh, I'm
2022.
stuck to my chair. I am stuck to my chair.
Congratulations.
Hang on. Ow, holy.
Oh my God, how much are you stuck to your chair?
I was really stuck.
Oh my God, that was the loudest. Could someone clip? Oh my God, what's going? Could someone please clip Ashley getting up from that sticky chair? How stuck were you to that
I
chair,
was
man?
really stuck to that chair.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Dizzy,
Oh my
are you
God.
okay? It's too hot. She's choking.
Oh my God, do you need to go tend to your dog? It's fine. Go tend to your dog.
No, she's okay. She's stopped now. The air is coming in. She'll cool down. It's fine.
Richard Red, I'm so sorry. I'm so
I'm
sorry.
moving house tomorrow. What a perfect time to be doing this. Oh God.
I bought
Moving house is so stressful.
I bought
but
fans for where I'm staying because of tomorrow.
oof.
Go ahead. What were you going to say? So you
I was just
moving
gonna
into
say
the show?
I'm so excited to move into my new flat though.
How much stuff? Here's the crazy thing of this is the first flat I've ever had stuff in. Like I've always I've been 2-bag Johnny for so
Yeah.
many years. So how much stuff are you moving in with? Because I hope it's like a me moving to England move because you're unpacked in like 25 minutes.
It'll take me a few hours to unpack, but like I basically my approach now whenever I move forward in my life is that I will never exceed a 25 square foot unit of stuff because I can put it into a storage facility. And that was the best thing I did this year was I put all my belongings into storage and it meant that I didn't have to stay stuck in a living situation that I wasn't really good in.
Oh my God. I totally forgot that you were in school earlier this year.
I know. My life has flipped backwards and
It's like
sideways.
it's
and
like the
all over
beginning
place.
of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
yeah, it is all over the place. It's actually crazy how much has happened in the past year.
I think about the Sing It fucking sister. I
had just moved into the apartment in Glasgow this time last year.
That's wild.
And do you remember I was streaming from the kitchen there, and it had like the boarded
I do remember this vaguely.
wall behind me, and then I had like a drinks cabinet behind me, and there was windows with seagulls. We thought I was going to get attacked by the seagulls.
I did. Yes, I do remember the seagulls. It's also that thing of I don't really
A
remember
year
any of
ago.
the episodes of this show.
Me
Like it's just
neither,
I kind
but
of
then
go
there's
into a
vague
vortex.
things. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this
I didn't hear what you
show-
just said because I accidentally with my thumb just turned your volume down all the way. Did it again just now. Just did it again just now. You're back.
Yeah, it's just crazy that that was a year ago, though, is kind of all I was saying, is that this show just, it's like a fever dream.
I mean, it is insane how many shows I was doing in New York. I should, by the way, I should not have done that show when I was allegedly after doing that podcast with Ari. Holy Lord. Because I then, after I got off the phone with y'all, I then was convinced there was a dead guy in the park. And so I just stood there trying to figure out how to organically make noise to see if this fucking guy would wake up or if he was dead.
But that isn't even just a show. That is the trailer to the show on Spotify.
Yes, that is the trailer to the show. That's why we have to
Trailer
record
to
it.
the whole show. It's the
Yeah, because then
podcast intro.
what's crazy is then I flew back from New York and then got bed bugs. And then that was like the beginning of the end of me living in that accursed apartment.
It is actually insane how much has happened between the three of us in the time that we've been doing this show.
Oh my God, it's insane.
All of us have moved
Yes, all of us have moved at least once.
at least once. Chris has moved a few times. I've moved a few times.
You've moved a few times. I think, by the way, the bed bugs came from probably the New York airport the first time, and then the second time, I think it was the building has bed bugs now.
Yeah.
It's a like LA is infested, and then that area, unfortunately, Koreatown, which I will love with my whole heart till I die, is going through a wave of unfortunately a huge amount of homelessness, and I think that's unfortunately, oh my God. Ashley, you got to get divorced. It's brought
I
in
need
bed
to
bugs
get
in the
married
area.
first and then get divorced. Maybe I'll
I
just
mean, the
marry
Fringe-
somebody during the Fringe.
Fringe
so
marry
I can
someone.
divorce them.
Could we do that? I bet you we could get Will Duggan on board for that.
I feel like there's not much we couldn't get Will Duggan on board with.
I mean, I feel like that one he'd be like, absolutely not. I draw the
If
line.
he wasn't currently engaged.
I feel like that actually is more in the favor for him to do it. He wants to keep everyone guessing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Where's Duggan? That's a good question. That is a good question.
I mean, he's figured out the best way not to come on the show, which is just don't respond to messages,
respond.
and
Yeah.
he's won.
He has won. He's living his best life by not being here.
I mean, I feel like we're living. I mean, I've got to tell you, I've really played this day.
Oh no,
I was-
we are having a great time. Will Duggan, when he comes on the show, damages himself.
Yeah, that is a very good point. I mean, I'm very happy that my preview got pulled because I was all but gonna have to be late for this if that had happened,
Mhm.
and then because Chris couldn't be here, you'd have been on your Todd. But luckily, they pulled it yesterday because of the heat, and I approve of that greatly.
That's a good. I'm glad you made that decision for yourself.
I'm so happy. And then I was gonna maybe do a gig, and then that got pulled because of the heat, and then it was great. I went for a big walk through Islington today. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Very
there might be a place that has this weird Turkish, I don't know how to pronounce it, but like it's like guakyuke or gakyuze or something, and it's just basically bread with spinach and cheese inside that's just
Ooh.
heated so that it's still crumbly but almost melty, and it is fucking amazing.
That does sound really, really tasty. What kind of
And
cheese?
I don't know. You know, one of those cheeses from the Mediterranean that only exists in Europe?
Yeah. Yeah. Are we talking like a sour kind of creamy cheese,
That's
or
right.
yeah? Okay, that would be in line with that. What was
I
that
want-
you brought up? Turkish flatbread place in the Haymarket. Ooh, there's a
Come
lot of
on.
Turkish food in Edinburgh.
Is that true? I love Turkish
Oh,
food. Let me
there's
say this about Turkish
some
food,
great places.
almost better than all other foods, in that it's sort of all of it's a buffet, but all of
Mhm.
it's none of it. You know what I mean? Skewers.
Yeah.
Get yourself a
It's
skewer.
buffet
You know, just meat on
food,
a-
but
on a-
served properly.
That's right.
Yeah, over near Pleasance, there's actually there's like a whole street there that's just Turkish places.
I mean, Edinburgh is one of those. Scotland in general, in terms of the cuisine that is available, like how Glasgow quietly has the best Chinese food in
Such
Britain,
good food in Scotland.
just because it's so weird, the reputation of it's like, oh, you know, they just eat everything boiled, and it's like, nah, mate, that's England. Like Scotland, they've figured it out,
Scotland has-
and then they're like bringing in everybody else. But that said, the Mexican food in Europe, just stop. Please stop doing this. Just stop it. You're not good at it. Not good. Not good. It's bad. It's just like, yeah. I keep
and
just
there's
going
just
to
there's so many
Chipotle.
different.
That's the closest.
I've say that again.
Chipotle in Europe is the closest to genuine Mexican cuisine. Oaxaca is an abomination.
Oh dear. I prefer to cook Mexican food myself than to buy it.
Yeah. I don't have any of the herbs and spices though. I just was really
You
hankering
can
for
buy
fish
them.
tacos today. I know, but my living situation is so, of course, old El Paso. What do you think I'm talking about, Baldy?
Have you
Um,
seen Stephen Buchanan's Old El Paso clip? His
No.
sketch.
What are you talking about?
It's so funny. Do you know who Stephen Buchanan is?
Absolutely not. Never mentioned that.
Glasgow
person again.
comedian. He won BBC
Ugh.
New Comedy Awards 2 years ago, I want to say. He's amazing. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up.
Put it up.
Um,
Coming in from Richard Wright, we didn't get this flat. I used to live directly behind Palmyra Pizza. And let me tell you what was real dangerous about that is every once in a blue moon coming back from Late Live, I would just eat. I would order and then eat a full pizza. This isn't even crazier. I ran into a tryst partner in line there, arranged to
who do we know them?
you do not, to see this person in a few moments. And I remember like when I walked in with the pizza and they were like, oh, why'd you get a pizza? Like I got my kebab. And I was like, oh, this isn't for you. This is just for me. And then I ate the whole pizza before they finished their kebab. I remember that specifically.
Oh my god. He ate the whole thing. That's insane. Okay.
This is the thing.
I'm
The pizza
bringing
is
it
not that
up.
great, but everyone's just, it's just also what's there then. Oh, is this it? Okay, let's bring it up.
This is it. Okay. It is excellent.
I do know this guy.
You do know him, yeah, of course you
I
do.
think. Like, yeah.
Okay. Can you hear it?
It's going to be like a box that contains chicken. No.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. It's very good.
okay,
Go
good.
ahead.
Right. I'm just gonna bring it up. This is a sketch about the guy who invented Old El Paso.
This is
fajita.
fantastic.
Right, I've got an idea for a new product. I'm listening. Fajita kits. Oh, that sounds good. So is it just going to be like a box that contains chicken? No. All right. We'll go for the veggie angle then. We'll just have the peppers and onions. No. Right, okay, so just like the base ingredients then, like the guacamole. No. Sour cream? No. The cheese? No. Sorry, what is actually in this box? A couple of wraps and some spicy dust. So we're basically
Yeah, there
just
we go.
lying to people. No, we'll have thought of that. What we're going to do is put just add at the bottom of the box in like size 1 font, and then just proceed to list every single ingredient you need to make a fajita. We may as well say, do you know what you can add to this fajita? A fajita? Yeah. This is single-handedly the worst idea I
mean,
have
it's
ever
so good,
heard
though.
in my life.
Like,
It's
you
so
can't
good.
make Mexican food without Old El Paso, though.
Yeah, right. I've got an idea for a new product.
That's
I'm
it.
Also,
but
by the way-
what happened? This video went viral, right? And what happened was the actual Old El Paso Twitter account.
Oh my god, a
changed
couple of
their
wraps and
name.
some spicy dust. Jesus Christ.
But look at the picture. The picture of the box as well says a couple of wraps and some spicy dust on it.
Fine, are you happy now? Wild stuff. It is insane how corporations are, because what's funny is that is actually being critical of what they're presenting and how like brands are
Yeah.
horrific in terms of how they're marketing.
Oh,
And
it's
what's
such
so
a-
fun about the
a
human race,
strange observation of capitalism.
of course, and what's so cruel about us, so interesting us right now is how we forgive. If a corporation's just kind of like, yeah, you made fun of us, everyone's like, "Ah," they're so understanding when it's like, no, fuck you. Like, oh, it's so funny. I fall for it all of the time. All the
Yeah.
time.
It's so funny. Stephen Buchanan is another amazing comic. I'd definitely check out his Fringe show. His show in 2019 was one of my favorite shows that I saw. It was really, really good. He's just excellent comic. Go check him out. We should have him on sometime.
When what shows are you looking forward to seeing at the old Edinburgh Fringe? I have no idea what I should see. I want to see some friends. I want to see some enemies.
Yeah, I have written down a list of people I want to see. I feel like I'm gonna have a day where I just go and see shows of the people I want to sleep with. I feel
Who's
like
on
that would
that
be a really
list?
fun way to see a show.
Are there any like long shots? Do you have any like celebrity hopes?
I don't think so. No, they'd all be people I actually know.
That's fun. Are you gonna, whoever is the funniest that day, you will then shag? That's how you should do it.
Maybe that's how I should
That's
do it.
fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
They won't even. They're in a competition. They won't even know about it.
That's right. It'd be such a shame
mm,
too. Also, if one of them has one of those shows where you find it really funny, but it's just a quiet audience,
Yeah.
and so they are really shitty about it, and it ruins it for you. Oh, that's how I feel like that'll play out. That's how exactly how
Do
I
you know
feel that's
what?
going to play out.
I came up with this idea, and then immediately the top two people on that list clash.
Come on.
They're at the same time. I was just like, okay,
Who-
well, clearly I have a type.
Who do you think's more likely to be fun? Are they both in the afternoon or both late night or both mid? Are they in prime time?
They're at that kind. They're in the 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah, of course they are. Of fucking
Yeah.
course they are. I knew I'm going to say this. Every person that's on your
I love
shag
how well
list
the chat knows me.
recently- Oh my God, that's fantastic. 3-way, very good stuff. I want this. I think all of the people you want to have sleep with, their shows will be done by 5:45.
No.
Fuck.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I want you to look up right now. I have a prediction. Here's my prediction was in my head is Ashley's type is the type of comedian that's
Well,
doing like
I know one of those top two doesn't finish until 6:15.
fuck. I knew I wasn't, but it wasn't in the ballpark. I was like, you should say 7, but
Yeah.
I fucking knew it. But yeah, they're all gonna be afternoon shows. I knew they are. They're all like fey weirdos, or like I think there's probably like a brooding goth in there, something, if not even of like a vibe. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I don't know. Well, yes,
wanna-
but what
I-
time does his show finish?
Yeah, go on. Who said it? Was it me?
That was Alex
Um,
Watson. Well done. Ashley, can you please print flyers that looks like it's for a show called Operation Chokeslam, but you want to give it to the acts you want to sleep with as you leave their shows and it's just your number?
Ashley,
That's so
I will pay.
funny.
Okay, how many people are on your list?
Christ. I mean, at the
L'amour.
moment, there's
Oh my God, that's a fair amount of finger movement.
there's one person I'm not sure if they're going to be at the Fringe,
Go on.
but I think 5. There's one person that's going to be around who's not performing at the Fringe. They're not a comic.
Nice. A tech, the classic.
Not a tag.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, and then there's somebody else who just lives in Edinburgh.
You're gonna have a busy month, madam. Holy moly.
I'm gonna
Between
say
seeing
about
shows,
5.
how
I didn't
likely
even
do you
think of
think that-
JJ. Okay, there's another one.
It is in fact not JJ has nothing to do with any of those stories, but Ashley,
It's not JJ.
I'm gonna say
no,
it.
he
You should
wasn't
sleep
even.
with JJ. You should sleep with JJ on the same night that Will Duggan gets that tattoo. That's how that podcast ends. Is you guys like in Greece will get into like a convertible that will inexplicably fly. There are so many weird movie endings, and that one might take the cake in that for no reason at the end of that movie they just go up to heaven.
Yeah.
That's how I
Grease,
want that
right?
evening to end. Yes.
Yeah.
The best musical movie of all time. Come at me.
Sorry, Crybaby is really good though. Come on,
It's a
Crybaby is
dance
what
movie.
Grease thinks
That's
it
a dance
is.
movie. That's a dance movie.
It's not a
Even
musical.
no, John Waters like has literally been like it's a dance movie. It's not a musical.
Ashley,
But it
right?
is. By the way,
Interestingly,
you are right.
JJ's name is actually Ashley, so
I thought that's his middle name. I thought it was
it's his
Jason
middle
John.
name, but it's Jason John
Ashley
Ashley
Whitehead.
Whitehead.
Oh yeah, man. I gotta tell you, it's very fun. We did Cardiff together. I forgot how fun that guy is just on the road. Like JJ just wants to have beers and hang out, and it's so fucking relaxed. Like just let's tell bullshit fucking comedy stories. Which one of your surgeries?
surgeries made you this horny? I'd really love to have the answer to that because I don't know what's wrong with me. It's insatiable.
I think it's something to do with the shit water. That's what I'm gonna say. Is I'm gonna say it's some sort of bacteria.
I think it's something to do with the fact that I am deeply, deeply insecure. And so I try to cover up the fact that I actually like a person by saying that I like everybody else.
Ashley, please stop being so real here on the podcast and stick with
I
my
know.
cow poo.
It's
I mean, that's very
nonsense
interesting.
time.
But why don't we do this? Why don't you just focus your attention on the one gent you want to, how do I say this politely?
No, I can't do
Put
that.
entirely inside your body. You want to put him all the way. You want to all the way in. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Can't do it. Can't focus on him. He's on the fringe.
I would genuinely be too afraid to do that.
That's so interesting. It's so like you. What if I wingmanned it? I'm a very good wingman. I'm very good. I'm one of the best. One of the best out there.
I like we all know that I'm very liberal at saying that I fancy people. I fancy
That's right.
everyone, right? I fancy
That's right.
everyone. But for me to actually tell you the one name
Oh.
that I really like, nah.
Is it Richard Herring? Imagine I just got it one guess and that's who it was. And Ashley secretly has been trying to use this podcast as a stepping stone so she can be on Rolestepa and finally just be like, Richard, the one name to rule them all. I would really
What's
like.
quite funny is that as I was saying the one name, that actually came through my head as well.
Is the person you're thinking of, is his name Smeagol? Because if it is, that's the fucking craziest coincidence I've ever heard in my life.
That would be really, really coincidental, wouldn't it? I can neither
I mean, it would
confirm
be
nor
for
deny.
Oh my god. Hey, I learned how the CIA says yes because I watched this not great DB Cooper documentary on Netflix in Birmingham because Birmingham's super boring, which is the CIA wants to say yes. They just say, I can neither confirm. They don't say they deny. That's how they say yes. Isn't that weird? Just say
That
yes,
is
you
weird.
fucking pricks.
Just say yes. I mean, you're
Yeah.
basically saying it anyway.
Yeah.
Nobody would listen back to that and go, well, he didn't actually admit to anything.
I always hate it with that where it's like when someone has to explain your explanation, fuck off. Like absolutely fuck you.
Yeah.
That actually means he can lick my balls. That's what that actually means. What it actually means is he can lick my actual balls. Just water in that glass, Ashley. A little pick me up. A little pick me up from there. Little summer.
My dad was trying to get me to have a whiskey with him, but I wasn't.
Oh my God!
wasn't
There's no.
feeling it.
Let me tell you what a dads love more than anything in the absolute universe is
makes him
drinking with their
so-
kids.
It makes him so happy.
Of course, because you're an adult. He's
I
done.
don't-
That's what it is.
I don't want a whiskey, but I'll have one
You know what-
because it makes him so happy.
That's because you know what it is. He wants one, and if you're
He
having
wants
one, then it's
He doesn't like to drink alone.
that's the thing. Oh my God, my dad. We're at an airport, and I don't want a beer. The look on his face is just like, because he's still gonna have one, but he's like, "Come on,
Yeah.
man."
Yeah, he's so disappointed.
I gotta think about that. Oh, when my brother
Every now
turned
and then I'm like,
18,
no, I'm not really in the mood, and then I feel the devastation, and I'm just like, oh, go on, then I'll have one.
I mean, yeah, my grandmother also just as soon as there is something about the greatest generation, that World War II sort of era. Like my grandparents, not so much but on my dad's side, like just after 5 p.m. it was, and it's Miller time, baby. Like it's just let us have wine. It is wild. I think about it all the time. I would be on the floor. Do you know what I'm talking about? The amount, like, do your parents start just drinking wine at a certain point in the day and then they're just done, or there's no booze at all? That's what it feels like. It goes like as you get older, it's either like you're just a booze bag or teetotal, or kind of what your dad does. Is like,
Yeah, they're kind of not either, really. They're pretty sensible people. They
give it 10
really
years.
enjoy a drink, but well, yeah, my mother's in her mid-50s. My dad's in his early 60s.
too young. 10 years, and when they come back from this crazy road trip to Spain or whatever in a camper,
They're not coming
they are-
back.
what do you mean?
They've
They're just-
sold their house.
They're just gonna roam?
No, well, they'll find a house somewhere in Europe.
Oh, like they're literally like fuck off.
Yeah.
They're like using the EU. They're pre-Brexit. They're using the EU like we could have pre-Brexit.
Yeah.
That's wild. Oh my
I
god,
know,
Ashley,
right?
you are gonna have such excellent Christmas destinations with your family.
Yeah.
Not having to go to fucking
It
Ireland.
takes the sting out of the idea of my parents dying as well. Like, I'm going to inherit a house somewhere.
Oh my god, that's true. Well, but let's see how Spain's going. If the Basques try and separate again, civil war. Come on,
We'll see. We will see.
France.
Chris
I feel like
Betts is in
France-
the chat.
what's
I
he
just
doing in
woke
the
up
chat?
from a 4-hour nap. Hope you're all being entertained.
How is
Chris,
that?
we don't
nap?
even need you. Don't even
Yeah.
need you. We need you. We
that-
miss you. Come back.
50-degree heat, not in Spain. That's right. Not in, yeah, Chris, you missed a new medical story that was gross. Ben, I feel like you're going to share anyway, so share away.
Share away, Ben.
Where would you? I would. For me, I actually would want a house in Scotland. If I had to pick anywhere in England, I would a flat. Oh, and it was like a nice terrace house.
If I had my... Ooh,
You're there. You're good.
was
You're
it
fine?
me or was it you? I don't know.
No idea. You were fine over here the whole time, so I think it was on your end. So all
Okay.
good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to contribute to what you were saying, was that I think I would buy something in Edinburgh.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what I don't understand is when people talk about how expensive Glasgow and Edinburgh is, like price wise, like, is it still obnoxiously cheap and they just don't know how expensive things are, or has it actually gotten expensive?
I think it's still on the cheaper side
Oh my
of
God.
the rest of the UK and Ireland. Like, it's
I could live the
definitely still on the cheaper side.
I could live the shit out of Glasgow.
I
think.
I cannot live independently in Ireland. I could never afford it.
What's going? Is there a housing crisis? But it's happening everywhere.
There's an insane housing crisis.
Yeah, like it's happening everywhere. Canada, it's now been basically proven that like it's a totally inflated real estate market, and like a bunch of neighborhoods have just been bought up by.
Ben Hall has found an open bag of tampons and a frog in his sock drawer. Is it a sign of things to come?
Ben,
It
you know what you
sounds
are?
like a witch has cursed you.
Or you have a full set of things to undo that curse. Do you know what I mean? Like you've been cursed, but if you could figure out how to use the tampons, the socks, and the
Yeah.
toad, uncursed.
Yeah, you've been cursed, but you've been given the tools to reverse the curse as well. So
I gotta tell you, that sounds like a great premise for a teen novel that also teaches you about the importance of the menstrual cycle.
I followed this woman online recently, and she's all about her name is Nourish Your Cycle, and I am
Oh my word! Go
fascinated.
ahead.
I
What
am
does that
getting-
even mean?
Well, basically, she's trying to like educate women about their cycles and how to have healthier periods and like use diet and different things to help prevent period pain, because at the end of the day we are taught absolutely nothing about periods. We're taught nothing. We're just sent into life bleeding profusely.
It's not even
with
bleeding.
no...
Also, leaving some of the most insane smelling shits that you've ever encountered in your gut. Like all
period poos are a phenomenon.
Stand aside, men at a Polish restaurant. A woman leading up to day one is about to burn the house down with her asshole.
It is phenomenal when you have a period poo. It's like when you just like let all substances come out of all holes. There's something really cathartic about that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've thrown up and
Oh,
shit
we
at
have
the
a
same
raid.
time.
What a time! What a time for people to come
Perfect
into
timing.
the show.
Perfect timing. Who
Oh
raided?
my god, guys, enjoy the raid. Welcome. Who was it?
Oh, Matt Blair. Welcome,
Matt
Blair.
Blair. Welcome in. Here's a raid video.
Suck my beard, try it's a raid. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream with John and Chris and Ashley. Stick around and give us a follow. You are awesome.
I want everyone to know Ashley was not dancing. She was drinking water, and I was doing an excellent dance. I was pretending my arm was a fish. Welcome, Matt
I
Blair.
was
Welcome,
enjoying
Raiders.
the fish arm. All substances, all holes. That is the raid message.
Welcome aboard.
And we were talking about cream pies earlier. I feel like that can also go into
Oh, certainly.
that.
Oh, my God. Yeah, please submit your stream summaries in the Discord. I'm very embarrassed. Welcome, Matt Blair. Matt Blair, I'm in the UK. Are you also in the UK? Let's hang out. It'd be nice to see you under far less brutally sad conditions. Yeah, Matt Blair, hell of a nice man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can come see my Edinburgh show. Matt Blair was witness to one of the anecdotes.
Ooh, that's fun.
If you find Matt Blair,
Is-
he can tell you some of the names I am not naming. Or you can go to the people at the previews where I just named all the names to see if it was funnier. Turns out not funnier.
Oh, that's excellent. I want to know, you
Oh,
did at one
hang on.
point
Thank
tell
you for
me.
following.
Oh, thank you for following.
September baby, 1994.
Whole
I hate
year
that you're an
younger than
adult.
me.
Hate that you're an adult. Hate that with my entire passion.
That's a whole year after me. I'm September baby 93.
Oh, that's fucking reprehensible. Everyone was born in the 80s, Ashley. Everyone knows that.
I was probably conceived in the 80s. I don't know. That's a stupid thing
Nope,
to say.
that's not
I
true.
did.
You were conceived in the year 1992.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have been discussed in the 80s.
Yeah.
Absolutely reprehensible. This is an absolute abomination.
I'm sorry, I'm a child. Except I'm 30 next year.
Go fuck yourself. That cannot be real. That is real.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm 30 next year.
How old
And I
were you
have-
during 9/11? You were like 9 during
8.
9/11. How? Oh my
I was 8 years
God.
old.
How disrespectful of you.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm
People are supposed to
30
be
next
40
year,
next
and
year.
I'm in my 3rd recession. And I have
Oh yeah,
never,
Ireland. You got that sneaky second one. Yeah.
yeah, and I've never been in a relationship, so my track record is amazing.
I gotta tell you, you're not missing much relationship wise in terms of if you had a very close friend, it's like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, it's also like falling in love is one thing, but like relationship, don't you know what I mean? Get out. You're
Yeah.
getting out there. You're gonna find someone. You know what I mean? Fall in deep
No,
love with
that's
a man.
so.
I think you are gonna.
That's just
Here's
what
what I picture-
everyone
here's-
says. You're
here's
gonna
what I
find
picture,
someone.
though.
There's plenty of
I
fish
do.
in this sea.
I do. I picture it's gonna be someone like vaguely foreign, like Portuguese. You know what I mean? Moved
I'll
to
take a
Scotland for
Portuguese man.
computers. You know what I mean? Loves to dance, loves to cook. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so excited
Yeah.
to dance.
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah, of course you would be. Unfortunately, he was convicted of a crime of passion back home, and that's why he lives in Scotland, or secret identity.
That sounds like my type.
Yeah, you definitely, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your type definitely comes with baggage, but it's very interesting baggage for the show, so I'm very, I approve.
I mean, I come with baggage, so
Don't we all? I mean, everyone
Um,
interesting has had something horrific happen to them. Imagine talking to Jennifer Lawrence, just a woman, everything's just worked out well, be insufferable.
yeah, that wouldn't be tolerable at all. We were talking about shows we were going to go and see, and besides from going to see shows of people I want to sleep with,
Oh my God. I would like to know that list, by the way.
I can send you it.
Go ahead.
God.
It's an interesting thing. I don't know what I'm going to go see. I'm not going to go see anything for the first week, I think. Yeah, thank you, David Hoare. I've never felt more divorced. 19 on 9/11. That's insane.
How old were you, John?
16.
Yeah.
I was in co-op training class. I was supposed to go and do a intern shift at the Team 1200 radio station, and they said wait another week because there'll be nothing interesting for you to do. We're just going to play news footage of 9/11 for a week.
I have two
It's
names in
review.
the chat of shows. I can't remember the other people who are doing shows, but
Interesting. Also, the way that this looks is that your guess, that one's not coming to the Fringe.
yeah, I thought as much.
Yeah, I did some deep digging for you on that one. I'm just,
Oh, I know what you mean about the way that looks in the chat. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I go see other people's shows now, by the way. I started going to see them in 2018, and then 2019 I saw a few other shows, and I will go again in I saw Zoe Coombs Mar. I saw a bunch of my friends' shows when they were really good, but it's just a quiet audience. Ashley sounds like my perfect lady. Actually, like my 200-pound saving is steady going and has no previews to compare to my bits to. How you doing, Ash? I mean, here's what I'm going to say this right now. As someone who grew up liking Friends, I'm really enjoying the how you doing.
How you doing?
Maybe I will watch Friends. Someone in the chat earlier put Jordan Brooks watched Friends for a full year and then won the award. I don't think that had anything to do with it, but as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, yeah, why am I not watching Friends? Friends rules.
It's really, really enjoyable to watch.
It's no Frasier, but it's very good. The early seasons, phenomenal.
So
Phenomenal.
easy to digest. So easy to digest. Ben Hall, are you going to the Fringe?
Ben Hall. Oh.
Yeah, it is really, really fun. All he did was watch Friends and do his show. Who did you say this was?
Oh, Jordan Brooks. That's very funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Alex, we both know who you are parroting with that. And I am not going to entertain such a wild conversation because it is not correct. It's not appropriate. It's not grounded in reality. And much like the theory that the COVID vaccine is bad for you, we will not entertain things that are based in silence. I mean, what Balti just wrote is one of the most mean things, but so funny.
I don't think I get it.
Ben Hall, for like a good portion of the stream, the first thing he would talk about is, I believe, fucking a tequila bottle or his dick being stuck in a tequila. There was a genital tequila bottle situation that would come up a lot.
Hey,
see,
I'll be your tequila bottle.
Oh my God. What happens
This
when
is-
what happens when there's only two of us here? I don't like how we're being painted that it's usually when it's me and Chris we get up to chaos. Are you
No,
what?
come on, I get giddy out when it's just one
This
of
can't be
you.
real. This can't be real. This isn't real. If this is real, we're watching this trailer right now.
Apparently there's a new Frasier reboot. I never really watched Frasier, so
What?
I was too young for it, I think. And add an extra maybe 5 years to Irish channels getting TV shows, you know?
That's it. It's also a weird one. I got into it in university just because it was in the early days of BitTorrent, and all of the seasons were just very easily torrented. So I
Mhm.
just torrented one. I don't think that this it's a trailer reimagined as Frasier as a horror film. It's not even real. I'm not falling for his tricks.
David Horror.
Nice
David
try.
Horror.
Nice try, you little minx, you dirty boy.
It's actually
yes.
coming on to me. Yes, Ben Hall. I come on to everybody.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the
Catch
show.
up.
Up Periscope is I believe it's down Periscope is the movie you're thinking about, and it is better. That's just not true. That's just not true that he's not better as Sideshow Bob than he is as Fraser Crane. He played that character longer than anyone's ever played a character on television because it's excellent. It's excellent, Ashley. It's like you on this show. It's perfect. It's a late edition, but without it,
That
Scarlet
was such
serves
a
the drink.
that was such a nice little compliment, and I'm gonna accept it.
Fraser Crane of UTS. That makes me Sam, and that makes Chris Diane. Yeah, that's exactly correct. Will they? Won't they? Will they? Won't they? Ashley? Will they? Won't they?
Will they? Won't they? Oh, that's even spicier than any of my stories.
Also, I've weirdly in the process of this show, I just broke my microphone. I don't know how.
No.
I think I'll be able to fix it. I think it's not so much broke
it's
as I
still
just
working.
yeah, no, the microphone portion
It's just
is
the
fine.
arm thing, is it?
Yes, the clasp is broken.
Oh,
but I
you'll be
can
able to fix that.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
be
you
able
can
to be
fix that.
repaired in some description.
Who are
Yeah.
you looking forward to seeing during the Fringe, John?
I have no idea. I would Baldy, this is all I want to audition for. This is all I want in the world. I don't know who I'm looking forward to seeing. I'd like to see Reese. Like, I don't know. I don't really want to see comedy up there. Like, I want to go see some weird shit. You know what I mean? I want to go see like
Yes.
a bunch of people dressed up as birds just dancing. Go see some fucking theater, mate. You know what I mean?
Theater, yeah. There is actually Gus Lindburn and Gareth Much are doing a play, and I really want to go and see that.
Really?
I forget what it's called. The Intervention. The Intervention it's called. I want to go and see that. I want to see a few other things if I can, but I don't know. Comedy is sort
Hang
of
on.
what I'm dedicated
Gareth
to.
Munch, the one I think he is.
Gareth Much, yeah. You know Gareth Much. You absolutely do.
Bigger guy, black hair, had like a weird
Yeah.
voice for years. Like had a really screwed up voice. Remember this?
I
This-
don't know about
this
the
is the most
voice.
Scottish
I only
story
know
right
him
here.
for a few years, so maybe
He
it
had
was
like a
pre-
raspy, crazy voice like this for years. Still
I actually
smoked.
feel like I've heard about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
so
there was
I
a
think
whole
it could be
thing
him.
to it. Yeah, okay. So they're
Very
doing
well
a
could be him.
play.
Him and Gus Lindburn are doing a play.
Oh, that could be either really good or really bad. I'm hoping
I
it's
think
either.
it'll be good. I think it'll be good.
You think?
I think it'll be really good. Keir
Starmer, the head of the Labour
no,
Party?
Keir McAllister has written it, and he wrote a play a few years ago, and it was really, really good as well.
Who the fuck is
Um,
Keir McAllister? And is his middle name Scottishy Scotch? Scotch? That's the most Scottish name I've ever.
Keir McAllister is he's a Scottish comic.
Yeah, McAllister. That's the most Scottish name I've ever heard in my entire life. I feel like I am now the square sausage. Cuckoo Kajoo.
I put a clue as to who he is in the chat, but I don't know if it's like
No
I don't
idea.
know if I don't know if they advertise that. So
Like, I mean, I know who that person is, but that doesn't resolve
all right, okay, Grant.
anything at all. It is so hot. It's so hot, guys.
So
The
hot.
UK can suck my ass when it comes to fucking everything. But the main thing is, why didn't you admit 10 years ago that you have a summer so we could just put air conditioning in? Because now, good God
What
damn it.
what temperatures are you talking about over there?
It's going to be 35 or 37 tomorrow.
Shit. I mean, we get 22 over here, and today was hot, and it was 22 degrees, and it's like
Yeah, that's perfect. That's room fucking. Speaking of, well, I was having this is from a different podcast. I've had too many podcasts today. I was supposed to say, speaking of Andrew Maxwell, that's from a different podcast. He
that's a different podcast.
has the most excellent joke of the Irish summer. It's room temperature.
Yeah, that's good. But I like just before the show, I was sat outside with dogs in cushions and cat beds, and we were sat outside. We had lit a fire out by the pond, and
Oh my God, yes.
it was really, really lovely. And then the sun went down, and I had
What's
to
about
put
to
this
happen?
on.
Oh, Ghost, this is not appropriate for summer. This is the other side of it. This is insane. That
Do you know what
jacket's
this
so
is?
thick. No.
This is a dry robe.
What's a dry robe?
So it's like fluffy on the inside, and then it's super thick raincoat material on the outside. And they're for putting on after you go surfing or something. Like they're super warm.
This is amazing stuff.
So I was in that right up till the start of the show.
It's called a dry robe.
Dry robe, yeah.
That is such a weird gift for someone, but would actually turn out to be such
They're-
a good, like,
They're amazing. They're so good.
it's one of those
They're
things where people are like, why are you getting me this? And then you get it and they're like, this is amazing, actually.
This is the best thing I've ever owned. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
so
man.
good.
I'm just weirdly vacillating, and then I'm focusing on the show, of course, but I'm also like my thoughts keep drifting always to like, so weird. I just don't have my apartment anymore. And then like I do, and I'm gonna have a
Yeah.
moment to go and say goodbye, but it's like, it's just weird we're moving again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Do you know where has your stuff been moved into a new flat then?
No. I'm living where I've been basically living for
Sure.
since September.
Yeah.
With my girlfriend. But all the stuff is in a public storage unit, like down the road, basically.
Sure.
So I did like a bunch of reconnaissance work. So it was like
Uh-huh.
super easy. So it was literally like, because she like supervised it, they literally like came, packed everything in like an hour and a half. There was a film crew filming, but I cleared it with the building. And the moving
Okay.
guys basically just were like, they're like, you can't leave the moving truck here. And the moving guy was like, he called me, he's like, what do I do? And I was like, well, there's permission from the building. And I guess he was just like, we got permission from the building. Fuck you. Went up and packed, loaded it up. Whoopoo!
As somebody who's
Fantastic.
done the locations work on film and had to move many a truck, yeah, you kind of can't argue with it if they have permission to be there.
It was the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like as smooth as it could be. Great. Cleaners going in on Saturday. It's gonna be
Nice.
nice. Yeah. Trying to keep that deposit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, of course. Even though you have bed bugs and that's why you have to leave. So really the
Yeah.
deposit
I mean,
is
I don't really see me paying if they like. I have a number in my head that I will give them out of sort of like, you were my home during COVID. That's something out of like goodwill, and it's very low. It's
I don't
very
think
low.
you owe anybody anything for that apartment, man. You've had so much shit with the bed bugs.
Oh, I know, but it's one of those things where there's a number in my head because I'm like, I don't want to have the argument, and if it's
Sure,
above that,
yeah,
no,
sometimes
it is,
you're willing to
it's
pay an
worth-
amount to get rid of
that's
the
exact-
stress. Yeah,
It's exactly what it is. Where it's like, I just don't want to deal with this anymore.
yeah.
For example, when I was
I
leaving my apartment,
sacrificed. Go on.
ahead.
Sorry, you finish.
No, you go. You go. Tell your sacrifice, and
I
I'll tell my great move.
sacrificed my reference, or sacrificed a reference from the landlord to get out of the apartment.
Great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was just
You've-
like, I don't care if I'm leaving on bad terms. I just need to get out.
Are you aware of the amount of like I've been the reference for so many people?
Except in
Like-
Scotland, you have to have a landlord's reference. They have a landlord ID number.
What if you're moving from out of country?
I guess then it's a bit different, but they need you to have a landlord ID number. Renting in Scotland, they do not fuck about.
Of course they don't. This is the thing with democratic socialism, though, is there's so much fucking red tape. Like I love Scotland, but that fucking country loves a fucking
Yeah.
welcome to the runaround party.
hmm But thankfully, I'm moving in with somebody who doesn't need a reference about me because we know each other. So,
But see, and then you're
um,
done. Then then you have the reference all squared the fuck
yes.
away.
What were you going to say though about?
So moving to England, 10 years. This
Yes.
happened 10 years ago, probably this week, because I moved in with my mom for 2 weeks
Mhm.
before moving, which was my landlord showed up and was like, "You owe me this month's rent." She knew I was moving out, and I was like, why? And I was like, first and last. And she's like, no. I have my lawyer here. And I literally turned to the lawyer and I was like, I'm moving to England. You do not have a forwarding address for me. I'm not giving you one. Good luck tracking me down.
Yeah.
And also I paid first and last. And she was like, do you have this checks to prove it? And I was like, yep, I do. I don't know where I would have to get them. And she was like, oh, and then like started then arguing with the landlord in front of the house. And I just left with my mom. And then they proceeded to evict. Oh my God, that apartment was so crazy. So it was like just a bunch of random people from the internet at the end because I was just on the road so much. I just didn't care. And by the end, they like stayed in the place. Oh my God, it was so fucking nuts. And they all got evicted within a month. It was insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
absolute
awful. But yeah.
Madness.
Sometimes you just have to try and walk away. Even if you have to burn
always
down all the bridges behind you, you just have to get away from it. Can I dox the shitty flatmate? Kirsty,
no.
Your name is Kirsty.
Oh, can I? I thought of that. I thought Alice was asking us to dox if she could dox one of her flatmates. I was like, no. For Ashley, that makes sense. Sorry, I'm so tired all of a sudden.
Kirsty's
it's so hot in this room.
Well, we are nearly finished. We're wrapping up. John, we are doing 2 more shows before the Fringe next weekend, and then the 31st of July, which I won't be here for.
I cannot do the 31st of July because I will.
Maybe we're wrapping up that week.
That we have to wrap up probably next week because
next week is our last show before the Fringe. Then
yeah, because I'll be on an aeroplane,
sure,
winging my way back.
What date does your show start?
2nd.
Okay. I will
also,
be
some Monkey Barrel people are
4th.
starting on the 1st, which is insane.
Insane.
Like there's going to be no one there.
Nobody. But I get they get a running start, don't they?
I mean, the 2nd I think is going to be pretty empty as well, and then I think it'll start.
It'll start after that.
Yeah.
But I'll be around from the 4th. I'll be in Edinburgh, so I will see you then.
Yes, you can come along and see the show. It has progressed mightily. Some things have.
Oh, that was what I was going to ask. When you did it, I imagine it's changed quite a bit since I saw it.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, but you mentioned at one point that you were putting in a story about me. Is that story in there? No. Okay.
What story was that?
We
would have had a reference to this. I don't remember what that means.
There's great podcast content.
Oh God, yes, I do remember that. No, that story did not make it in, but it'll be another time. Yes, no, oh my God, oh God.
I loved it when you said you were turning that into a bit. It's not quack, Alex.
No, this bit is like this bit will be so much funnier than that meta bit. This bit is, this is just a very, very funny dark bit. But no, it didn't work this year. No,
Yeah. Okay. Well, I am going to be along to your show ASAP, and
everyone should come. It'll be great. At least everyone come just every day. Everyone just buy a ticket for every day.
Every single day.
Yeah.
And then I'll be around because I have a little tiny bit of work to kind of cover my costs of being in Edinburgh for the month, and then I'm kind of being really easy to myself and having a great time.
People are going to show up, right? Like this is the one thing that I don't want to be rude, but like it does. Like, are people going? Like all anyone's talking about is how expensive it is, but no one's mentioned like, are motherfuckers turning up for this fucking thing?
I mean, we won't know, but I think they will. I really think there's going to be a vibe this year. It's going to be chaos, but it's going to be fun.
I fucking hope so, but it's gonna be fucking. I mean, I hope for wildness and just people going nuts in the streets, as opposed to I've been through the 2012 Fringe where there was fucker for 2 weeks. I mean, there was a shitloads of people still, but it was like projections were in half, by the next year because of the Olympics, and I'm just worried it's going to be something like that, and that
Yeah.
will be shut it.
I mean,
Shut
there's
it.
very little accommodation going, which would imply that there's a lot of people taking up that accommodation. So
Well, or it would imply that there's no like extra like because not a lot of accommodation came up for artists. You know what I'm saying? So then they're in student accommodation. And
yeah,
people are so those people have moved into hotels. That's what I'm afraid of.
yeah.
I'm afraid of it.
I think it's gonna be fine. Don't stress. If you are feeling stressed, just find me. Just find me every day.
Oh,
I'll
God.
make you feel better.
I accidentally muted you when you said "find me" and then explained the nice calm thing.
You're picking up tickets last week and it's actually
Kirsten,
pretty busy in town.
don't
Yeah, I think
fuck
there's
around.
I do think there's just a busy vibe at the moment though in Scotland. There's just a lot going on. I think it's gonna be mad.
Oh, Blues Fest is booming now. Ashley, let me explain to you something that is but this is from my hometown. Now, let me ask you, when you read the term Blues Fest, what kind of music do you
Mhm.
expect at that festival?
I'm gonna say like old school honky tonk.
You're incorrect. It's any type of music you would like. It's just a festival in a field that used to be blues only, and it's become, yeah, like I think Rage Against the Machine played it. If I had to guess what that was, like it's Rush's played it, like bands that are not.
Wow.
I mean, I had coffee with David. We had lunch as well. It was lovely with David Hoare in Birmingham, and I told him in 2012 about the Hoff playing the Pleasance Grand at the end, and there was just a shitload of Germans in the town. I gotta tell you, this makes me very happy because here's the thing, guys. I have never gone to that festival except for maybe 2018 and 2019, and I was like the endings of those shows were like last minute additions. I have never done a show, and this is the first year where there isn't a part where I'm thinking, gotta make that work. I think I've got, and I just need people to be there.
You've got the show nailed.
I think I do. Not even nailed. I just think it's like every joke is funny, and at the end of a festival, you're going to see a lot of shows where they have one joke that is not funny.
Joke. Yeah.
Just it's a lot of the times it's just one.
Yeah.
Well, I do hope the Hoff is there this year. Also, this makes me. Now I want to go to the Ottawa Blues Festival.
Okay, so the plugs are your Fringe show.
Please come see my Fringe show. Also, find Ashley during the Fringe and just give her some soup. Also, if you're coming to the Fringe, here are my Fringe recommendations. Do not share these with other people. Urban Herbivore for soup, absolutely top notch. They've closed the Good Coffee Place, and they've closed Spoon. But what was that?
Can I just say, if you do buy me soup, I'll be violently sick. I can't really stomach soup. So only buy me soup if you want me to be violently sick, which, you know, given the nature of this show, you might want that to happen. So
only if it's right before the show, make sure she violently sick. Come at the beginning. It would really help if you guys are there very much
there's
at the
bugs
beginning.
starting to come in.
Yeah, so soup could kill you. What are there tannins in
kill
soup?
me. It makes my tummy a bit unsettled.
Oh, this
I think it's
isn't
just
even an
because it's
allergy
hot
thing?
liquid. No, it's not an allergy thing. It's just hot liquid, and my tummy acids can't break it down properly. It just makes me sick. I just can't deal with soup.
There's no time in history that you would have survived except for this
No,
time.
there really
It's
isn't.
amazing. It's like
I'm alive.
What a detail.
Because of massive medical strides. Do you have IBD, IBS? No, I don't. I just feel sick. I just have massive gastro sickness from a decade of an illness that disintegrated my stomach lining. So
That is madness. Oh my god! A bottle, so she can get into those bottles. Yes, you can. So she can. Remember that? Were you still not able to get into those bottles?
I've still not gotten into
Do you
them.
have?
I'm just gonna bring them to Scotland.
Do you want me to open them? Okay, on the
I'm
night
gonna
where
get
we
you to open
fucking
them for
stupid
me.
Will Duggan's stupid tattoo. Will Duggan, the ruin his marriage episode of this program.
Yes.
I will.
We were
I'll
ruining
open
his
those
marriage
for you.
before he's even gotten married.
Yeah, well, you got to start early, I guess. I
And
will,
we're gonna
David.
find
Don't
me-
worry.
We're gonna find me somebody to marry.
Mary. Yeah, all right. Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll find you a nice
And I'll
man
get
from, like,
married so that I can get divorced. And then it'll be
Portuguese.
divorced.
Oh, perfect.
It'll be a divorced men's club podcast.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, whoever opens the bottles marries Ashley like Sword in the Stone. That's the best. What larks.
That's fun.
Guys, I'm calling it. It's the
Yes.
summer. It's too hot.
It's too hot.
I'd like to go outside and get some air.
Yes, I really have to go to the bathroom, and my dog wants to go to bed. So
Number 1 or number 2?
number 1,
Oh, that's the
really
worst
badly
one.
got to happen. Yeah,
I will post the podcast because I am and good
you
boy.
don't have to do that. I was going to do it.
Is that sure? Are you sure? Do you want to rock,
Yeah.
paper, scissors for it?
Okay.
I do not want to do that. You do it. No,
I'll
I
do
don't
it.
want to do it. Oh, you're the best. Guys, everyone, give Ashley money when you see her at the festival. Bring money to my
Just
show.
buy me a drink. Buy me
Buy
a
Ashley a
drink.
drink. Buy Ashley a
Never
drink.
know what will happen if you buy Ashley a drink.
And then we get
I'm
the
looking for
chat
somebody to
married
marry.
divorce.
Remember?
That's right. King Geo.
Except don't take that as a reason to come on to me. Don't do that.
Yeah,
I'm
give
just putting it
Ashley
out there. I don't
drinks
believe
and
any of the
husbands.
troggies will make me uncomfortable at any point. But
No,
I'm just
don't make Ashley uncomfortable. That's a
putting
rule.
it out there.
It's a good
That's
rule.
a rule.
All right, let's. Who are
Nobody
we gonna
has
raid?
yet. I've not gotten any weird messages from this show at all.
Yeah, it's a good lot, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing what.
Don't come on the rest of the review. You'll get some weird messages from them.
It's amazing what having 2 cisgendered white men on your show can
don't
do
even-
for you as a woman
I'll
on the
tell you this.
internet.
Let me say this about white privilege. It is great. It's good. It's really
Yeah.
good. Get yourself some of it.
Right, who are we rating?
Who would you like to raid?
I've got My Gun Is Huge.
Let's do it. I like that.
Yeah,
one.
let's go
I
to
like
My
that
Gun Is Huge.
gentleman. What was one of the many disgusting things that we were mentioning in the chat?
Oh, what was it? We had a raid message at one point. Oh, it was
Tubes.
all substances, all holes.
All substances, all holes. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week for our before we head into summer break. So it'll be like the last day of school. Remember, in grade 3, for some reason, our teacher said to us that we had to show up with a paper on great white sharks. Oh, thank you so much for following, ABD. I really appreciate it. I don't know where the thing is.
Right, guys. I'm gonna load up the old lady talking about sex, and then we're gonna
I-
head over to My Gun Is Huge. Thank you so much for coming into the show. We'll see you next week. That is the
Thank you.
smoothest ending we've ever had. Bye.
That's all. Penis into her vagina. That's all. That's all. And that's called sexual intercourse. Some people call it having sex. So the man passes the sperm to the woman, and now his sperm is in her. Maybe you're wondering